I've missed you. Backed by popular demand of 2 people. 2 people. When are you gonna put on another video? Anyway, we're gonna put on another video, and it's, you know, it's scatterbrained and it's last minute and it's not planned or prepared in any shape, way, or form. It's off the cuff. Gone off my meds. It's scatterbrained, disjointed, and just for you. Hope you enjoy it.
Been a while. Hello. I've had some people reaching out wanting to know if I'm still breathing, starting to worry. So, you know, that's always a signal it's time to put out another video. So, I have been trying to strike a little more balance in my life between my obsession with a couple of games. I really need to break that. It's becoming a true addiction. And my crafts and my hopes and dreams for what I'd like to do. So what's new? I finally finished the pill bottle chandelier. Thank you to everybody who sent those. I will show you that, and because it was so much more tedious than expected, there's not a lot of video of me actually assembling it, because it was kind of like assemble, tear it apart, assemble it, tear it apart, assemble it, tear it apart. But I'll show you that. I'll show you the completed project on that. It's meant to be, you know, pretty much a Halloween decoration, or, you know, if you like it year-round, then go for it. But I'll show you how I did that. And then what's new? Let's see. Brian finally had his first closing for real estate, and, you know, much more high-end homes than when we were living in Wisconsin. So decent commission. So he made me a very lovely seafood dinner. He was trying to replicate the captain's platter, I think, or the Admiral's Feast at Red Lobster. So that was delicious. There was lobster tails and crab legs and coconut shrimp, and he made the sauce for the shrimp himself. And then there was lobster cakes and crab cakes and some sort of squash side dish and a pasta side dish and rolls, and oh, it was, I didn't eat a lot of it. I got full really fast. But and then like a whole bunch of tarts. But yeah, so I couldn't eat a lot of it, and you know, so he called Jesse to come eat what was left on my plate, which was most of it. So anyway, it was very nice of him. He did a really good job. It was delicious. And been working on some of the leftovers for the last night or two with that. So I think that was him splurging for his first sale and commission. And let's see here, what else? Oh, I want to, did I already tell this story about him and I going to the pool and having a bet? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just told Danette. Having a bet about whether or not he could swim all the way across and like an extra 30 yards back or something underwater. And I'm like, well, what do I win? What do you win? And he's like, well, you clean the house not the entire house, but a substantial cleaning every day for a month if he won. And I said I wanted this elaborate cat tree for him to help me build it if I won. And then we were going back and forth debating about, you know, the specifics of the bet, and, you know, what's considered a substantial cleaning and how elaborate is the cat tree and blah, 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 blah. And finally I just said, okay, how about you swim as far as you can and we both win and we'll do both things. And, you know, of course, because I tend to not follow through, I had to clean for a week before he'd start with the cat tree thing, and he had a really good idea on the cat tree. But in designing the cat tree, I thought, well, this would be really cool if I could do this as a living, or at least a, you know, side hustle. So I'm in the planning stages of building my cat tree. You know, spend a lot of time running around Lowe's looking at all the different building materials and the weight of them and the cost of them, and trying to get something that was cost effective and lightweight in case this is something that I actually do sell online and have to ship it. And who wants a 4,000 pound cat tree in their house? I don't know. No, so whatever. And then whether or not I could, you know, sell it kind of like an IKEA thing where I send all the parts with the instructions on how to put it together. I don't know. We're gonna play with that. But that's my next endeavor. But I will show you my current whip, and I think I showed you my latest completed. I can't remember. It's been so darn long. And I'll just give you a quick tour of what's new and rearranged, and then I'll show you the finished chandelier. And Jasmine, I can hear her jingling outside the door, so she's going to want to come in. So let's do that. Hold on a second. Place is a mess. I've been doing stuff today. So let's see. I see your fur. You want to come in here? Jasmine had her bath yesterday. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Well, come on. In or out? There you go. Okay. Here's my whip. So I still trying to figure out how to make this work with all the colors going, but what I did was I just printed out the chart, scotch taped it to my Q snap frame, and then I poked the needle into the piece as I'm working, because it's such a pain. This must be one of those ones where they take some famous artwork and they run it through their cross stitch computer, and it creates a full coverage cross stitch. That's an absolute nightmare because there's no two stitches next to each other that are the same color. So stopping and starting and stopping and starting is a giant pain in the butt, but I've been trying to figure this out, and it's a work in progress because I was putting them here, but then they're always in my way and I have to move them around. So I'm getting a little bit more used to it, but yeah. Let's see here. So, and then I think there's at least one or two more going that way. Let me find the picture. Let's see, where is the picture? Hang on, I'll find the picture of what it's going to look like. So, yeah, I've got, I'm guessing I must be at the middle. So maybe about a quarter of the way done. But, you know, there's however many pages and pages and pages of the chart. And I made a mistake in that I didn't want a straight line showing, so I didn't go like straight down one page. And then I went to find that page because I needed to know like a half a dozen spots where I didn't go far enough, and I didn't know it was off of my chart that I was working on, and I didn't have that page anymore. I threw it away, and I bought this thing so many years ago. I don't have the PDF or the login information to get it, so I just had to wing it. It was right in here. I just guessed at what went in there, but whatever. So that's the current whip, and it's filthy dirty, but it's full coverage, so who gives a shit? I don't want to try and wash it at this point. Let's see, what else? Oh, I finally got the wind chime out of my bathroom, and I hung it up there. I originally put it in front of the window, but because it's the same colors as that faux stained glass, it didn't show up, so I moved it again and again and again. But I finally got that hung up. It was just hanging off of the light fixture in the bathroom for the longest time. But I got that up. And then, let's see, I don't know if I showed this or not. Can't remember, but I finished this. So that needs to be framed. Love it. And loved doing it. Absolutely loved it. Upcoming, let's see here. I still have my paint by number to do. I don't remember. I think it's a mermaid. Let's see here. Come on. Oh yeah. Paint by number. And then the pill bottle thing. This was my inspiration. And let's see what it actually turned out like. So, you know, not the same as the inspiration, but on the cheap, the pill bottles were donated. The, here, I got my ladder right here. We'll go up close and I'll explain how this was done, just in case anybody wants to make one. So let me get, you're going to climb the ladder with me. Hold on. I just explained the whole damn thing and then realized I wasn't even recording. So anyway, extension cord. And these are just regular little push pins because they make very tiny holes in the drywall. And those are holding my cord in to this little corner. I could put more, obviously. And then I've got a couple more little push pins right there to hold the end of the extension cord. And then, oh, come on, 1.0, Jesus, gee, whatever, okay, all right, ow. My little giant from 20 years ago, best gift I ever got from my dad. Well, no, I'm sure not. Great gifts, but love it. And I'm sure the newer ones are probably much more lightweight, easier to use, whatever, but love my ladder. Okay. So extension cord and then the Christmas lights. And then this is one of those little mesh, it's metal, for putting over food outside, keep flies off. And to create the hook, that's a shower curtain hook. And then through the top of it, because it would have normally had that little metal ball sticking through, but then I just used a magnet hook, whatever, I hacked it up. That's a curtain rod bracket. So next step was I used fishing line. And the pill bottles, I tried just using a hand drill, you know, electric drill, battery drill, but our drill bits must have been really dull or something because it wouldn't go all the way through. So I drilled it as best I could. Then I used an X-Acto knife to cut it out because it thinned the plastic, but didn't break through because, again, probably dull bits. These worked a lot better. These tended to shatter. But I managed. Some of the holes weren't big enough for the lights, and then I used, like, you know, just chiseled away at it with a knife or pliers or whatever. But the first set of lights had these like nubs, little hooks on the sides, and I snipped all those off and had plastic shrapnel all over the floor. And then I got all the way down to the bottom, and I still had like 5 more pill bottles, and I was out of lights. So I dug through our Christmas lights, couldn't find another string exactly like it, so I pulled all of those out and started over again. Anyway, so drilled a hole in the bottom of each bottle, cleaned it up with a knife, and these were spray painted caps with some metallic purple paint. And then I ran the fishing line through the hole, out the cap, tied a little knot in my fishing line, put the cap back on, and arranged the whole thing without the lights in it to figure out my placement of my chandelier. Yeah, I like symmetry. Then, once I had it all figured out, so I'm kind of skipping all around. So fishing line, holes in the bottles, and just hung it out and got it all kind of the way I liked. Then it was time to start running the lights through it. So I used icicle lights so that each like icicle strand went into a different pill bottle. And that was a giant pain in the ass because you're winding it through all of here and trying not to see all the cords and trying to get your bottles to still hang where you originally wanted, but the cords are stiff and da-da-da, and how do I make it work? So then that's when I got to the point of the zip ties. I had little miniature yellow zip ties that Hacky had sent me. So that's when I zip tied the cords above each one to kind of keep the bottles hanging straight as possible. Like this one, you can see isn't zip tied and the bottle's all wonky. So I would ideally zip tie that to keep it straight. I'll get to it later. And then by the fishing line going through the bottle, then you could slide the bottle up and down once you had all the lights in it to adjust the height of each one to try and mask as much of the Christmas light cords as possible. Now, cords, I don't know if they make icicle lights with black cords, if that would have looked better, if the white cords look better. I don't know. I had white cords, but that's what I ended up with. Then, once I had it all done, I went and snipped off all of the tails of my fishing line and my zip ties and all that. And Brian said, well, you should put little plastic spiders. I'm like, fuck, damn it. Yeah, Hacky had sent me spiders too, so I dug through those. The green ones are supposed to be glow in the dark, so we'll see at night with it all shut off if they'll glow. But I just stuck like the green and the orange ones on the black cage to have them show up. And then there wasn't a whole lot of spiders in there's only like 3 or 4 of each color, and the black ones, ideally I would want them like on the bottle, but they're those little rings. So this was just quickly throwing it together, but I think I did an okay job of hiding the cords. I could still futz with it more and more and more, but lessons learned. I would, if I had it all to do over again, I would get a brand new drill bit that's nice and sharp and drill my hole bigger than the light to have plenty of room to snake it in there and manipulate it around without having it be such a tight fit. Number 2, I guess I would have liked to have had white zip ties instead of yellow, but they don't really show up. It's fine. Number 3, yeah, I guess more of the little spiders. But and number 4, to have had a convenient place to work on it where it's hanging, because I didn't have anywhere to work on it other than to hang it off the closet shelf. And so I was spending hours in my closet, you know, hanging it off the clothes rack. And then when I tried it off the shower rod in the bathroom, it was inconvenient because then you want to take a shower and you got this thing in the way. But overall, it was fun. I don't know how well it'll store away for in between use, but it was just an idea of what you could do with pill bottles. And I think it's kind of cute. I'll throw in a clip of it at night too, because obviously it's daytime. And we'll see if those little green spiders glow or not too. I don't know if that's bright enough to charge them. But there you go. There's the pill bottle chandelier. So, oh, what else is new? These, oh, can't remember who was it sent me these. New system for the DMC floss for my cross stitch are these things to hold the skein. And then I'm like, well, I don't know what you're, well, I do know. There's these plastic sleeves that they can tuck into, but I just used some wooden dowels, and these are, there's a wooden dowel running down each side, and stuck them on there. And then these, to keep everything falling off, those are just earbud ends, the little rubber ends that you put on your earbuds, and they always give you extras. So that's what that is. So I've got my all my colors for my current project lined up there on these things. And then I also have a card for each symbol set aside with a needle ready to go, and the colors that I'm actually working on, as I already showed you. And I've got another symbol sheet there. So it's quite the ordeal I got going on for this project, because it's got, I don't even know how many colors. It's got like a million. How many are on here? Let's see here. Does it tell me? Probably one of the other ones. Let's see here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. There's probably 80 colors going on this thing, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous. But yeah. Oh, uses 75 DMC cotton colors. Yeah, it's a lot going on. But yeah. So that's it. That's what's going on. There's Lily. Hi, baby. And it's starting to rain, so it's not a pool day. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm gonna start working. Oh, I'll show you the drawing I came up with for my cat tree. These were some carpet samples from Lowe's for the trunk. But, okay. So, this is, you know, like the Mac Daddy cat tree. It's ridiculous, right? But, you know, this is the no limits. This is a little house that fits around the cat's litter box. The front panel comes off to access her litter box, which has a slide out pan. And then this is a hole in the side for her to be able to get in. Keeps the dog's nose out of the litter, because that's disgusting. And then the cat doesn't really bother with the dog food, but the dog shouldn't be eating the cat food. So this little perch can hold her cat food. Then back here amongst the plants is their little water fountain, and then here's like the dog's food dish. I suppose I could build an extension like a 4-car garage for the dog to have a little dog house, but that would be, you know, ridiculous to go that far, but you certainly could. Okay, so then you got this perch, and then here's another perch, and then here's a hole in the tree, and then through the hole there'd be like some sort of ramp or fun thing for her, rope bridge or some sort of play thing for her to climb the inside of the tree, and then it comes out onto this branch, which has a couple of perches up here, and then another perch to jump over here, and then a little cat house there, and then of course you got perches, and then here's like a little cat hammock so she could lay around there, and then here's like a little bridge for her to go from here to here if she didn't feel like just jumping. She could follow the little rope bridge, and then perches. So isn't that fun? And according to my measurements, it's about a 4-foot by 2-foot piece of wood, 2 foot deep, 4 feet wide, but it might be a little bigger than that in reality. It looks square in my drawing, right? Yeah. Anyway, so that was like the dream cat tree. And I, you know, started doing my technical drawings with my dimensions and how big everything was in order to start purchasing my supplies, and then the radius and blah blah blah, and the dog food and the water and blah. So that's how far I got on that for, you know, my blueprint. And then it was time to show it to Brian. And he's like, what are you thinking? And then he drew this, and this was his idea. And so this could be anywhere, any height really, because it's a pineapple palm, kind of. And this is like a clear cylinder, and then you wrap like rope or some material around it, and then inside is some sort of spring light device that would have a laser that beams all over the inside of this so that the cat could go crazy climbing around the outside trying to catch the little laser light that's binging around in there. And then I suggested one of those ball runs where the ball goes around and around and around. I can hear one down here. You know what I'm talking about for the cat. One of those little ball racetracks. You know, like this. Could be around the bottom. And then this is the power cord. And then you've got the pineapple palm, and this is like some sort of different scratchy material. And then the leaves themselves are on some sort of semi-rigid screen material that holds the weight of the cat, but has a bit of a spring to it, kind of like diving board-ish. And then different materials on here so that they could spring around, and then little toys that could hang off of the branches, and they could, you know, take a running leap and jump from there to whatever. And then this is like a perch where they could just hang out. And that was his idea, which I think he has lots of good ideas. But, you know, it wasn't that. So that's, you know, the compromise is something between those two. I don't know. But yeah, so cat tree. Which one would you like? We'll see how extravagant it gets to build. And but anyway, the carpet samples were, you know, with this idea for the actual tree itself, whether it was that or that. I think this looks more like, you know, oak tree bark, and it's kind of like the fuzzy side of Velcro. I don't know how much the cat would like that for sharpening their claws. They might. I think that, you know, you'd have to see versus like a Berber carpet. But, you know, a combination of the two, you know, especially if you did that, you could do like the bottom with that, and then this could be the coconut palm top, whatever. But, and then of course you just got like regular roping or whatever. Or like her cat tree over there has like a sisal carpet on it, which I think is kind of like what this one is too. But yeah, lots of different materials for that. But yeah, that's my next dream project. I don't know how realistic this is since that took me like 6 months. But you know, dream big. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and I will let you know what's going on when there is something going on. But love you, and I hope you all have a great weekend, or had by the time this gets edited. I don't know what day it'll be. Today is, oh, I didn't do that. First time ever. Today is Friday, September 17th. Mom's birthday. Rest in peace. Love you, Mommy. All right. Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Wow. All over the place. Dream big, live small. Well, you know, at least there's something to live for. That's so depressing. Lots to live for. Everybody has their own special little spot in their heart for excitement and enthusiasm. I don't know what the hell am I talking about? I don't know. No idea. I think we need a nap. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.